Guys. By request, I've had a couple of people with some questions on this plane, and this is the E-Flite F-16. This is the bind and fly basic with the AS3x. I'll set my coffee down here. Just move some chairs out a little bit so I can get in here. Let's see, one of the first questions I had, one of the major questions I had was one of my gentlemen, viewers out there, trying to think of his name, I cannot remember his name, it's right at the tip of my tongue, was asking about the rear stabs and that his were a little on the flimsy side. This is about how flimsy they should be, and it's not real flimsy at all, you know, if they're properly attached. I thought at first that I had installed a spar between these two, and I was thinking of a different model that I just recently put together as well, which is a surprise coming yet, by the way. It'll be another video. But that was that plane, not this plane. This plane did not have spar from stab to stab. There's nothing going through the tube. So it's basically just a glue-on. And the best way to do that is when you do that, you always want to do little puncture holes and around and through, make little undercuts. So when you smooth your glue through there and smudge it in and clamp it in there real nice and tight, that glue goes into the holes that you've made and adds extra rigidity and strength to that bond. Not to mention, you know, you're not going to get flex from the joint. There is going to be a joint and inside, and a joint actually I should be shown from this side here. I mean, if you just put a thin line of glue and slap it there, you've just got that little thin layer of glue holding the two pieces. If you've got holes poked into the foam on both sides and you put the glue in between and you sandwich that together, now you've made an extra bond. When those little smoothed pieces that go in, both pieces of foam in different holes, they hold on to that foam a whole lot better and make this a whole lot stiffer. So if that helps anybody, you know, it's easy to remove these and start over again if you have to do that. Let's see, what was some of the other questions I had? Battery placement. Okay, I had a couple of tips, by the way, that I wanted to address, because I had to call Horizon Hobby about it, and it was with the gyro correction. Everything worked. Gyro correction, up, down, this way. Okay, so rotate worked just fine. Okay, up, down, vertical, that worked fine. But if I twisted this way, I saw nothing with the rudder. Okay, so that's telling me I have like almost little or no gyro correction with the rudder. I called Horizon Hobby about that, and they've actually tuned down the AS3x almost to no rudder correction. And they've done that for an obvious reason, that if there is a little bit of flutter back there, that will affect a whole aircraft and get the whole aircraft going like this. So that was one of their ways of defeating the oscillation. Plus, being a jet, you almost don't need the rudder correction as much. I would like to see a little bit of some, because sometimes you do get that cross headwind that will want to turn your jet a little bit, and that rudder does kind of help keep it in control. But if they can't keep it in control and the best thing they could do is tune it down, oh well, we'll give it a try. I'm going to try it anyway, see how she works. You know, maybe she flies better once she starts learning a little bit too. You know, they say don't set expos or anything till you have had your first couple of flights. So naturally, I'm going to be doing the first flight with safe and seeing how the controls feel at that point. And then I'll dial in some expos, probably 20–25%. I'm guessing 25, maybe 27%. You know, on the rudder to give you a little bit more steering control. Okay, but that's one of the things I talked to about Horizon Hobby. So if you're concerned about that rudder control, I was told that is normal. Okay, not a reason to send it back. That's normal. That's something they have determined is normal. Other issue I was asked about was CG. Okay, that was another thing I asked them specifically about, because their CG is marked anywhere from 92 to 97, I believe, from the root, the hub root, which would be right here, leading edge of the wing at the root, and back, anywhere from 92 to 97 millimeters, okay, or centimeters, whatever. centimeters, 10 millimeters, so go with millimeters. So I put it right in the middle at 95, and when I talked to the tech, he was the one specifically working on CG with this airplane, and he said he chose 95 as being the best. So I put a thumbtack. I use thumbtacks. This is an idea I got from Chris Callahan, guys. You guys ought to check out his channel. He flies some nice jets. He's a good pilot, good pilot. I've picked up some nice tips from him, and some of my adjustments and stuff like that from my radio I've gotten from him. He's a nice guy. He'll talk to you. But yeah, he uses thumbtacks under his wings, so he doesn't have to leave marks or dents or dings or draw lines or poke holes. And if he finds out he mismarked it, it's as easy as pulling the thumbtack out and putting it in another spot, and you've only got a tiny little hole you can't even see. But as far as feeling it under the wings, you can feel it real nice. You can get it right dead center, so you're right on it. And then if you go just a little bit back, you know you're at that back edge, that 97 point, and at the front, I'm at that 92. You can see the size, about the tip of my pinky, maybe a little bit smaller, how big those, here's my fingernail for some scale too, how big those thumbtacks are. Okay, they're not tiny ones, but they're not big, huge ones. You know, they fit nicely, about the size of your pinky. You can push those in with, okay? But they work. If you want to paint them, you can. On some of the silver planes, you don't need to. That's kind of sweet. You can just brush them a little bit with a Brillo pad, and they buff up, and they become a matte finish. In this case, I'll just paint them blue, and they'll blend right in, or just leave them. But you can feel them real nicely under there. Anyway, that's marked 95 for the CG, and that's what I was told by Horizon Hobby. The other part was battery placement, and let me pull my camera around so I can show you guys here inside what I've done, because I don't ordinarily use the Velcro and stuff that they give you, but in this case, this battery is kind of specific to this plane. Let me see if I can get the tripod up here a little bit. Sorry about the bouncing around here, guys. And I'll see if I can get a better view here for you. Okay, let me tip it up. Okay, so what we've got basically is the battery in here, and they've got the Velcro that they allow. Well, I put Velcro on this because I don't really have any other planes that are going to use this battery, probably, except maybe the Free Wing, because with the 4000 it was a little heavy. The other thing I wanted to mention was make sure you check the CG with the gear down, guys. Don't forget that when the gear goes up, the weight goes forward a little bit on this one. So if you already have it a little nose heavy with the gear down, you're going to be way nose heavy when you put that gear up. Okay, so you want to balance it really nice and balanced with the gear down. Okay, that's my recommendation. You heard that from Skip. Try it at your own risk. I can't guarantee, but that's how I do it. It seems to work out pretty well for me most of the time. And anyway, that's the way I fly. So I used the Velcro so I could actually just move my battery back, pick up and move back a little step, and then I can reach under here with the canopy on. And I always position my wires too, so that they're almost in a point where that's how they're going to balance in the plane. Okay, so if there's one wire in front, one wire in back, you know you're going to split that difference, or you join them like this. You know, just crunch them together so you know the balance is going to stay about the same, because it's kind of critical with jets. And then go ahead and just do the CG, and notice it's balanced just about perfect at 95. Okay, so my CG placement was with a 3300 Gens Ace battery, and that's a 3300 60C 22 volt 60C. It's a beefy one. They sell a cheaper model, I think, for about 40. It's got 45C. Probably might have been a better weight for this plane because I have to push this so far back. But because the nose is not really the strongest I've ever seen in the world, I just as soon have the battery back a little bit anyway. So I might even push this back just a tad more, but it's I would have to say a 1/4 inch off the front of that that piece of wood. Okay, because I'm gonna go back just a tad from what you see, just a very little bit from what you see. I'm gonna go back to get that perfect balance. And yeah, that'll be about 1/4 of an inch. That piece of wood should be fine. All right. I hope that helps everybody. If I've forgotten anything, oh, I did notice one guy said it was a FMS, which I agree, old FMS model. But he said the rear retracts were the only things on the upgrade that were upgraded, and they are very nice compression retracts, by the way. Front retract was a little stiff, okay, but it does have compression. They are compression retracts. Unfortunately, when I went to test the compression and I went down like this, I heard something go crack. And when I looked under here, and you guys might want to check this before you fly it, take your nail on here, you know, to put your fingers under here, give a little push and make sure you don't separate from here to your fuselage. Mine was complete, like unglued. There was so little glue in there that when I pushed down just to compress it, it crunched in and it lifted up. And I realized that this whole piece is a slide in and it's glued in there. So you might want to check that glue joint. I pulled it out, got some foam tack glue on both sides and up in the front, and then spooged a bunch in there because it locks in underneath that battery compartment and spooges up against that foam piece and that tray, I believe. So I made sure that didn't happen again. So now I can push down on it and it doesn't crack, doesn't sound like something's breaking anymore. All right. So those are the tips I wanted to give you guys. Anything else I'm forgetting? I think that's about it. If I've forgotten anything, guys, just remind me. I'm hoping to maybe get it up today. The weather was calling for nicer today than it is. So the way our weather runs, it's usually about a day or so late. So my luck, it won't be till Monday and the kids are in school and I can't use the runway. But either today or tomorrow, I'm hoping. But I've got the battery charged and leaving it out on the table, so it's ready to go when I can. All right. Hope this helped you guys, and thanks for watching. By the way, I'd charge it up and I'd run it up for you guys. This thing has some hell of power with that 60C battery in it. The 45C would be plenty. I saw a roaring top for about $75, $74. 45C 3300, that would be probably just plenty for this. You'd be able to do the high Harriers and stuff. But I think this, you can do the high Harriers with the battery back a little bit further and have the power to push through them. So I'm gonna stick with that. Did a little bit more money on the battery, and I did like the performance. This thing's gonna scream. It's got so much static pressure. It's not even funny. So hopefully we'll see it soon, guys. Thanks for watching. This is Skip signing out. I hope this helped you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a nice Christmas if I don't see you. Bye for now. P.S. I also asked Horizon Hobby about these extra little mounts here for missiles and why there aren't any. And they had no answer to me. So that kind of proves the theory that this was an old FMS model that they just revamped and they left those in. Their carryovers, I'm guessing. But might be able to find missiles for that from one of the old FMS models if anybody's got them. They'll probably fit. If you care to, if you're a missile guy. Otherwise, fly it like it's supposed to without missiles. The ThunderBirds did not fly with them. I think those were just like ornaments. But I don't even think they flew with those. I've probably checked my videos. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We will catch you guys later, and happy flying. Please subscribe, give thumbs up and likes. I can use all those I can get. Thanks again. Merry Christmas. Bye for now.